which did not work out. Duck out Rohit Sharma, terrible performance from DC. So
I was
not
just
really.
hoping, yeah, I was just hoping that Mumbai had a horrible game, the last one, where they lost by 10 wickets. I thought, like, I was relying on momentum and all those big words that the commentators say. It didn't work out, and it was an absolute one-sided victory.
Are you
And
talking
then
about the match where SRH went and themselves on the
I
field?
didn't want to add to your happiness, so I didn't use the word SRH, but yeah.
Vedant, what do you guys think, man?
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers, man. It was a good morning. Uh, I think when Sharma got out, I think we panicked, or rather, I panicked, uh, because there are other factors involved. But I think Quinton de Kock and Surya Kumar Yadav, man, he just every match he's just putting his foot down,
Absolutely.
and I think although Sharma and Pollard scored a zero, there's always someone in the Mumbai team who puts his hands up. And in terms of consistency, I think Mumbai is a great team in terms of balance. So, yeah.
So you're talking about Mumbai Indians. There was a question posted in the dugout panel today. Do you think Mumbai Indians is the best international T20 team, not only considering Big Bash and all those leagues, but also on an international level? What do you guys think?
No doubt,
Um,
man.
yeah, I agree. So if you leave out the international teams, I would bet on West Indies and India also to an extent. West Indies probably having 11 wild cards where, like, even if two people click, they just take the game away from you. Like the semi-final of the 2018 T20 where West Indies thrashed India and Mumbai, Carlos Brathwaite show. So those kind of wild cards are always there in West Indies.
You
India is
remember
sort
the
of
name.
probably I remember the name. Oh, the Ian Bishop line, dude, iconic. But in the domestic, like the franchisee arena, I think Mumbai is by far the most consistent. Their
Yeah.
record speaks for itself, right? Four IPLs, clearly looking the favorites for number five, and yeah, great team.
So sad. Today, Pollard and Rohit Sharma got out for a duck, and Mumbai
Yeah.
went on to score 200 runs. Looking at Delhi Capitals, not bad. I mean, 143 with three ducks in the top order batsmen: Prithvi Shaw, Ajinkya Rahane, and Shikhar Dhawan. What did you think when three of them got out? What were your reactions?
So like I actually hopped off from watching the game for like the first 3 or 4 hours. I got a call this morning for work, and then I just got back in, and I'm like, okay, the game is over now. Like all the hope was lost. But I think I went back and looked at the bowling. I think it was just amazing. Bumrah, um,
Yeah, I
and also I
agree
think he
with Sad,
bowled
actually.
Yorkers. So
I
So,
actually agree with Sad. It wasn't bad batting, it was just too good of a bowling performance.
and it was actually the first run that Delhi Capitals scored was a wide. It was one for three wickets in 1.3 overs,
Yeah.
which was insane. But today was a match of all the All Stars, right? On one side of Delhi Capitals, you have the Big Bash League champion Daniel Sams, Henrik Nokia, and Rabada, who was the purple cap holder till the start of the match, but he picked zero wickets. And on in terms of Mumbai, Nathan Coulter-Nile, Bolt, and Boomrah picking up the purple cap today with the four wickets under his belt. It was a clash of the titans in terms of fast bowling, and all the major players were here. And it just seemed like the batsmen were in control, the bowlers were in control. All in all, a fantastic performance by Mumbai.
Yeah, I think Rohit Sharma could not be happier with the overall performance today. Also, like, just a special shout out to Bumrah, dude. Like the Yorker that he bowled to Shikhar Dhawan. I was reading a tweet just now saying that even if Shikhar Dhawan knew that the ball is coming on, like it's a Yorker at that pace, he would still probably not be able to save his wicket. It was that good a ball, and just four
He
wickets, one
bowled, I
maiden.
think, yeah, that Yorker was 144 kilometers per hour. I mean,
Like what a gem. And like just as a small trivia, Vedant and I had seen a domestic match in Bangalore somewhere, like probably what, how many years ago, dude? 5, 6 years ago, or even more.
yeah, yeah,
And that time Bumrah hadn't played for India and he was playing for Gujarat, and we
Oh,
saw him
yeah.
live
And I remember
there for the first time.
Me and Shimon making fun of his bowling action, like,
Yeah.
kaise dal raha hai, and now
Yeah.
he's a purple cap winner, man.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And he took it from Rabada today. So that's.
You should be really proud of that. I mean, we are gearing up for the India versus Australia tour. So this is definitely great signs. Shami back in form, Bumrah back in form. So let's talk about Bolt's free transfer from Delhi to Mumbai. I mean, I think it made sense on paper. At that time, they had way too many fast bowlers, and probably Bolt wasn't in form. They moved it to him. But another fun fact, Ricky Ponting had led Mumbai Indians in the 2013 IPL, and from 2014 to 2018, he was their head coach. And then the camera zooms on Ricky Ponting. The same way it zooms on Ricky Ponting when Prithvi Shaw misses does a misfeed.
Nice. But guys, can we just take a minute and talk about Hardik Pandya? I mean, I don't know how he does it. He's been doing it very consistently, not just this season. I mean, he has that reputation, and man, it's such a great news for the
What
Indian team.
what a guy, dude. What clean hitting. And like he is so right now he's not bowling, but whenever he starts, I feel he's valuable with the ball. Like he's okay. He would not leak a lot of runs. Batting when he clicks, he's unstoppable. No matter what ground, what bowler, what pitch, he will just smack you. And he's a brilliant fielder also.
Yeah.
Plus, he
Especially
gets that excitement on the field that probably lifts up the morale of the team, and like he's that character. So what a guy!
that one stance he takes when the bowler's bowling to him, he moves a little bit to the offside and whacks it out of the.
Yeah, correct. Over mid on. Yeah. Long run.
Rabada, man, he was hitting him out like crazy. Rabada, 4 overs, 42 runs.
And also like this.
Otherwise, they would have said half century for Rabada today.
And also, I was looking at some like there was some stat that was coming in during when the game was playing. At over number 13, there were like 100 runs, 100, 101 or something for at over number 13, and then getting to 200.
And then like just Bumrah and guys, Ishan Kishan, man, what a guy. Let's talk about his. I mean, Shivam, we spoke about the Netflix series which came out on Mumbai Indians. At that time, Ishan Kishan was like the new kid on the block, still learning the game, trying to just hit every ball out of the park. And even in this IPL, the only reason he got a chance was because our guy Saurabh Tiwari was on the bench for a match. He came in and then he just stole the IPL, the team. But what temperament, what mature hitting, and he's taking on the responsibility and hitting, staying through the innings, right? It's something don't see that much in Rishabh Pant or Sanju Samson is doing great, not as consistent. So, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree with the temperament part and him trying to stick it out all the way to the end. Also, I feel this is a great time to deliver these performances primarily because Rishabh Pant is out of the one day T20 squads and Sanju Samson is in. But again, I would not call his place to be very secure. He would be on the test throughout. But Ishan Kishan announcing that, dude, I am also there. And very probable character, playing very well. I think he's good enough behind the stumps also. So great signs. And Sanju Samson, Rishabh Pant would definitely be under pressure.
And he's throwing himself on the field as well. The fielding performances by Ishan Kishan, fantastic. Talking about Ishan Kishan, a little bit short left-hand wicketkeeper. Moving on to Quinton de Kock, the short left-hand wicketkeeper. Man, right from ball number 1, he got 14 runs of the first over, man. I mean, the intent right from the first ball, the 4 that he hit was absolutely positive from Mumbai Indians. Was a great sight to watch. And Sat Ashwin, man, again he was
Mankadi, spirit of the game.
Spirit of the game. He was trying to mankad Krunal Pandya, and then till that time, Graham Swan was praising him for taking a wicket, and immediately he shifted the game. Sanjay Banga didn't want to comment.
And like, I actually have a question about DC. Do you guys think there is a way back for them into this tournament? Where do you see them going from here?
So I feel they've throughout the tournament they've gotten great starts at the top of the order, and during the last few matches that is what is not happening. Prithvi Shaw has not been clicking.
They just beat RCB. They just beat RCB.
Yeah.
News for you. Good news for us.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of morale, I think, yeah, I think the past few matches haven't gone very well for them. Uh, but it's a matter of time, and I'm sure when you have your back against the wall, because the next match will be against the winner of RCB SRH, which is an eliminator. So they'll go all out for sure.
Right now, what is it? It is like 6 losses in 7 games or something like that, right?
And the only game they
One in between was with RCB, which
SRH.
Yes,
is which
yes.
itself was having its own it's having its own issues with losing 4 games on the trot.
Do you guys anticipate a change at the top? Prithvi Shaw being dropped and
Yeah, so
probably.
I actually wanted to ask that question to you, Shubham, because I know you really like Prithvi Shaw. I'm probably on the
Yeah.
other scale because of his fielding primarily in this tournament.
Mm.
There was a comment made by Brian Lara. He said, "What do you guys think about dropping Prithvi Shaw,
And
finding a
Hetmar.
Shimron Hetmeyer back into the team?" So
Yeah.
what do you think about that? Obviously, they can't go with three top line fast bowlers, right? I think Andrew Nokia and Rabada are good. Daniel Sam somehow is not clicking in this tournament. I'm not sure if they're going to risk him again in the qualifier. So
Mhm.
that opens up room for either Harshal Patel or Abesh Khan or Tushar Deshpande.
So there's another statement made by Graham Swan today. Prithvi Shaw's technique is a little off. So on a good day, he will look very good. So he has that class and flair. But on a bad day, he looks very bad because like he doesn't move his feet around as much, like somewhat like Sehwag. And so those things get highlighted when he is it gets those doesn't get those runs, right? And then probably they would be going back and talking about all these technical flaws in his game in the dressing room that would bring his confidence even down. And I think he's had a good run, good number of chances. So I feel that they could do a change at the top. Rahane coming opening along with Dhawan. Rahane has had a decent run, like he had a 50 last game. So and Hetmeyer just to come in and smack the balls down the middle order. So
I have a question from you. Based on all the analysis that goes on behind the scenes, behind the game, the coaches talking to the team members, constantly coming up with the game plans and the game strategies. More oftentimes than not, 8 times out of 10, we have seen the commentators are actually saying how to ball to Prithvi Shaw before in that over or a little bit ahead. The bowlers are executing on that plan, and Prithvi Shaw is giving his wicket for the same.
mhm.
So, what do you think about that?
So, as I said, his technical flaws are out there, and every team would definitely like be doing that homework. And just it's about if the bowlers are able to execute it, he's out. And but on a good day, like a good couple of chances or a couple of edges here and there, just to ease out the nerves, he can be lethal also. So to give
From
that credit to him.
from an analysis standpoint, I wanted Ved's answer on that one.
Hmm.
Ved, what do you think?
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
oh, sorry. So I thought that was a short Shubham. So I think it's a very tough call to say, but yes, more often than not, the commentators are able to predict what to bowl. And as Shuma mentioned, every team does a lot of homework on every single batsman. It's very hard to not hide your strengths or weaknesses. I think this game is more mental than physical, And I think mentally, I don't think Prithvi Shaw is in the right space right now. I don't think I'm the right person to comment on his mental state, but I think he just needs that one knock in the middle of the bat. Sunil Gavaskar says that the difference between a batsman out of form and in form is just the ball hitting the middle of the bat. That's all.
I think
And
Yeah.
the whole world understood that because Akash Chopra and all these commentators were like, what is a strategic retirement?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
can't you just take
yeah,
that? Rahul Tewatia, the guy,
Yeah.
one hit wonder. I can't call him one hit wonder. He's at least won them 3 games. But he just got that one ball off the bat, and then immediately the next over of
exactly.
quarter, one of
And
the Pacers, West
coming
Indian.
back to your coming back to your question you asked Shubham, like should we drop Prithvi Shaw? I don't agree with that. I think he should continue at the top. I don't think bringing Hetmeyer into the 11 at this stage of the tournament would be a very wise idea. Um, Hetmeyer had a decent tournament, no doubt, but I think let's give Prithvi Shaw the run he deserves.
Stoinis is coming back into form. He scored a 50. Akshar Patel always good. Akshar Patel fantastic play. Sat, I want you to answer this question.
Mhm.
What was going on between Krunal Pandya and Marcus Stoinis, man?
Oh,
Was he taking revenge for what Ashwin tried to do to him?
I'm not sure. Like I was also like wondering like what is the like we would love to know the backstory for that because I definitely thought there was some sparks flying there. Um, but yeah,
I've seen this with the Mumbai bowling team. Pollard and Pandya, they run and then they stop.
and then they watch.
And they
Yeah. And I think this is some kind of a tactic to break the batsman momentum or something. But yeah, Monish.
Pandya changes his action. Sometimes comes in very quickly. Sometimes takes his own sweet time. Starts bowling all these fantastic wide yorkers and all that, and keeps constantly playing these mind games. So I thought very similar to what Ashwin does. That probably not on the same scale as Ashwin, but Ashwin also has those small iterative changes he does when he's on his run up with the ball. He
Right.
stops and balls and all.
So
Tries
there
the
are, I think, two categories of bowlers, like just two spectrums. One category is are the purists who rely on their bowling and they know that if they consistently hit the right line and length, they would get the wicket. And then there is this second category who continuously innovate, try a lot of things, and that is how they try to fox the batsman. So Krunal
Uh,
Pandya is like just the extreme
yeah.
end of
Yeah.
that.
Kunal Pandya and Ashwin. Ashwin changes his action every season, I think.
Yeah, Ashwin will
And
bowl a proper leg spin also sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
the regular off. So yeah.
where
And
would
just to add one more name,
yeah.
sorry, just to add one more name to the list, Kedar Jadhav.
Where do you
Done,
guys
dude. Let's not talk about him.
Kapil Dev on the spectrum? Left side, let's say Mitchell Stark, Mohammad Shami, Bumrah, and on the right side, let's say Ashwin and Krunal Pandya. Where would you put Kapil Dev? Because he was also a captain, guys, bowling captain of India, the only bowling captain of India. I mean, frontline bowler.
I think he was a purist. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he
yeah,
was.
that's what I.
And that time in that era, I don't think there was a lot of innovation going on, and like people just came, bowled their classic line lengths, and
That one New Zealand was the Australian match, the underarm ball, and then it got banned. I think after that, there was an underarm ball balled on the last on New Zealand versus Australian match.
this happened with Sunil Gavaskar also. Somebody bowled an underarm ball to him. He got angry, took the team off the field, and yeah.
So one thing, right? We definitely have to talk about before we close. Let's close in on a high note. Um, Two all-star teams, right? We were expecting a dhamaka, and everyone's expecting these teams to show up in the final as well. Both have extremely good bowlers, batsmen, uh, 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 good coaches, uh, great franchises, good captains. Um, Surya Kumar Yadav, man, Sky. Let's talk about him a little bit. What Ravi Shastri said and how his performance was today, the temperament he's shown. 50 runs even today. He's been the most consistent batsman for Mumbai Indians over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, no, I feel for him, man. He's been doing so well. He also put out a lot of statements by scoring runs that I should have been in the consideration for the Australia tour. But then, as Ravi Shastri said, be patient about it. So I'm hoping he gets a chance soon. And
He
I hope
will.
to
He
see
will.
him
He's
in it.
knocking on the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a couple of more. I
Just
don't
one
know.
question. If he manages to make it to the 11 of India, where do you see him? Number 4?
Number three, man.
Number 3, Virat Kohli, no?
Number 3, Virat Kohli, bro.
Right after, I mean, sorry, my bad. Two down. I was going to say two down.
Number 4, yeah.
Number four. That's what I would.
That's Shreyas Iyer's spot at this point, so pretty hard to get in.
Either way, both of them. Either way would go.
Also, just to look at the chat, there are some comments for you, Vedant, by
Oh,
Demigod Demon.
is
I
that?
can't see that.
You have some fans, so uh, you want to respond?
Oh yeah, let me read what's that. Just one
Yeah,
comment, but it just says,
Read.
"This is DC versus Mumbai. You could have skipped the red wave. We all know your love for RC."
Okay, Demigod Demon, whoever you are, thank you so much. Uh, Yes, I'm wearing RCB because, well, I don't know what to say right now, but
He's blushing.
I'm blushing.
Hey, cutie pie.
Sad, I know this is new, so we can talk about this offline.
What?
All right,
But
guys.
yes, but tomorrow, Monish and Sad versus me tomorrow morning. It's going to be a cracker of a
No,
match.
yeah. Quick predictions for tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Pick your teams for tomorrow.
RCB.
SRH all the way. SRH.
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 Neutral perspective SRH.
Neutral perspective is also good.
But we're gonna push you into.
Yeah, sure. We're probably going to be supporting us.
We'll talk about it.
Wonderful, guys. On that note, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow after the match.
Yep.
During the
Bye.
match. Thank you so much. See you. Bye.
All right.